that's how you manifest your person. And that's how I started creating the massive changes with him.
That's easy.
This is video 4 on my story on how I manifested my specific person. I know there's a lot to share, and I'm going into so much detail with you guys. I'm giving you guys some high value content here. It's just that, like, I've been manifesting for over 15 years, and love has always been a theme for me, but I set out to manifest something this year, or this last year, that I never have manifested before, and I manifested it. But I had to learn so many new things on the tail end of 15 years of manifesting that it just blew my mind in a way like never before. And I did this all on purpose, and I'm just so happy to share this story with you. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, I'm going to share my story playlist at the end of this video, so you can click on that and just catch up on everything. But in this video, I'm gonna dive in and get into it. So here's the thing about manifesting, is that there is always more. So I think that a lot of people get stuck when you're trying to manifest your end, or they want to focus on a specific circumstance or person or whatever it is that they think that they want to manifest. They don't allow it to evolve. If I can manifest fast, and I do, I evolve very quickly, I manifest quickly, like I can change things, it is because I allow things to evolve, because there is always more. You are always learning, and things are always evolving. And if you're holding on to something, that is resistance. That does not allow for growth. And so within this process of manifesting love, I knew in the beginning, like before I even met this new person, I knew, like, when from my story in video part 1, that, I don't know exactly like what this is vibrationally. Like, I have not harnessed this level of love vibrationally yet. In the previous videos, I took you through that process of how I harness like a greater love energy and captured the idea of that. But then once I met this person, it evolved even more. It evolved even farther. There was a point where I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that energy that I reached with this person, that he inspired in me. I can't believe, like, that I'm perceiving this that I've never perceived before. And then it evolved even more. That is a really important thing, that you're not trying to hold on to one snapshot of a thing that you want. You are allowing, and you're certainly not trying to go back anywhere, you are allowing this vibration of your end, love, relationship, them, whatever it is, you are allowing this thing to evolve as you move along, knowing that there is always more, and that you are going to continue to be shown what that more is as you move along, and it is going to be greater and better. And I'm not even talking about circumstantial ideas, like what this thing is that you're going to be manifesting circumstantially wise. I'm talking about allowing your perception and feeling of the vibration to evolve, and then everything else is going to follow that. I'm not talking about controlling circumstances or trying to. I'm talking about allowing your feelings and your perceptions of your feelings and your experience of your feelings to evolve, because a feeling is nothing but information. Emotions are just information, and feelings and emotions contain realities entirely. It's like I don't think anything else contains so much information than a feeling or an emotion. And that's what it means when you get into your end. As Neville Goddard says, he says, get into your end. And if you're doing it purely mentally, you're not containing all of the information. Only when the feeling comes are you going to contain all of the information of that reality. So one thing that I always do is I always work on purifying my energy and becoming aware of ways that energy can become better and better and better. So actually, this higher love energy that I manifested with this person, I was purifying so much, and I was focusing on love so much, and things were progressing so much, that I realized that the human constructs around love and the situation, they were in the way. There was like human constructs that were in the way that I didn't recognize as in the way before. And there was this kind of, I guess it was kind of like a jump, an idea to a jump of like, well, I don't really know how to purify this idea even more. I just know that I'm starting to think that there's something above this. I actually was inspired into a mystical experience, which I normally, like, mystical experiences are normal for me, but if you're being inspired to manifest like a higher love experience, something that's you feel very connected to and inspired from, you're probably going to have some mystical experiences of yourself because they're part of the revelation and the realization and the growth and just all of it. One thing that happened that was really, really important in my relationship with this person is the relationship that I was maintaining with love, whether he was there or not. In fact, sometimes it's easier for you to harness the vibrations that you want when they're not around. And I did notice that at some point. I was like, this is easier when you're not around. But I talked about in the Floodgates of Love retreat, how we have an idea of them, a vibrational relationship, and then like the physical body doesn't match up to that, and then we don't know how to reconcile that. So I talked about how to reconcile that in the Floodgates of Love retreat. The idea of, or the venture of, continually purifying your vibration and continually being open to manifesting higher perspectives of love is very, very important. So that is something that I was on board with and always sort of feeling out within myself. And so when I had this mystical experience, like, I had a question. If I ever have an existential question, I always get an answer. So my question was like, is there a place above love? And I went there. I really, really went there to this place that was above love. And okay, so let me explain something to you that's very important. When you want to manifest something, at first you may not feel anything about it, but you can know mentally what you're after, and like that's all you need to know. You just start going after it mentally. But then like emotions are going to ensue surrounding that thing. And if you have negative emotions around that thing, that means that that's a block that you have to transcend in order to continue in that direction. Okay, that's why transcending blocks is so important. That's like literally part of the process that you're meant to go through to rise above, okay? And so I went to this place that was above love. And what I mean is that like this was an experience that enveloped me, that I was immersed in my sober. I don't drink or anything like that. Like I was completely sober, like under the influence of no thing. I was completely awake, but I was, I guess you could say, having like this realization come to me. And sometimes, when I'm connected to infinite intelligence, and that's how I teach, that's how I learn, that's how I channel, like I'm connected to infinite intelligence. We all are. That's what inspiration is. That's what genius is. Sometimes when I'm connected to that, it's like very, very clear. And this was very, very clear. And I went to this place above love. And what that means is this was a place that was above all human constructs of love. Even the idea of unconditional love, humans cannot typically even fathom. Even if you think that you can, like if you are not doing it and living it, and like if you're doing that, you're going to know that you're doing it. Unconditional love is experienced as a love that does not drain you. I went to this place that was completely above human constructs of love, which is like the tension that I had been feeling. I was like, I don't know like how to perceive this any better at this point. Like, how do I transcend this, And so I went there because I had a desire to transcend that. And what I found from being there and enveloped in that energy, it was like a dimension, right? So it's here. It was just like a quantum leap into a reality that was above love. And what that consisted of is this place is pure consciousness, which equals, it is just pure connection. You know how they say like all things are connected and all things are love? When you go to those places, all things are known. So God is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. And so love transcends all things, knows all things, and is everywhere. And so this place of pure consciousness, meaning nothing is left out of that. And so everything is completely connected, as in being this like seamless thought, this seamless like information. And so when you think about, or when I was thinking about being in the love energy that I want to be with my specific person, I would imagine like this complete and total and transparent connection. I say it all the time, like seeing eye to eye, being on the same page, a meeting of minds, a meeting of hearts. This place was just like pure connection. The love was that complete connection and oneness. And it was completely so the most magnificent thing that I've ever experienced before. And I've experienced many magnificent things. Love really is connection. It's not anything else. It's not an action. It is just pure connection. Now, when you harness an energy of love because you're inspired to love someone, someone inspires you to love them so much, it doesn't mean anything else besides that there's this transparent, seamless connection where everything is known. That's beautiful because when you're in your truth, which is what this process of manifesting a specific person will demand of you, you have to learn how to be aware of your truth. And then other people will reflect that back to you. And then when you're both in your truth, oh, well, what does that mean? I mean, you're an eternal, mystical, magical being. You know, you are all that is. And so how could there be anything else but love under those circumstances? And so when you harness an energy, now you can manifest it. So now that I visited this place, I was like, oh, I can make this my new reality. Like, I'm going to bring this to form. So like I said, like it starts in the mind and then the feelings will ensue and then you allow yourself to follow that feeling and purify that feeling. And then, but once you hit a feeling, like nail on the head with a feeling, all you have to do is keep harnessing that in order to manifest it. That's how you manifest your person. And that's how I started creating the massive changes with him. The difficulty comes up when blocks come up and things that need to be transcended come up and reconfiguration needs to happen. And it doesn't mean that like you're failing. It means that like there's a reconfiguration at hand here. Blocks are a call to action. It will make you move something. It will make you change something, right? Move something in your mind, change something in your mind. And sometimes you'll be inspired to an action to challenge your fears and challenge the story of your blocks. I always say, if you want to know the truth, dive in head first. Because if you are believing something that's not true and then you follow through on that thing, you're going to find out when you follow through on it, you're going to find out what's really the truth. And that's what happens with people when they do something and then they regret it later. They come back to truth after you challenge your thought. But, you know, you have to learn from these things. And so you're going to manifest your person that much faster when you just allow yourself to learn. And there's also some things that you don't have to act on. You can change them first before you actually have to follow through with a dumb action and then learn from it that way. So learning how to really transcend your blocks and become aware and do that whole process, that can save you a lot of trouble, you know? All right, if you're still watching this video, that means that you like the video. So make sure that you click that like button, subscribe, hit that all button so that you know every time that I'm coming out with a new video. If you want to join the Manifesting University for more, get that 3 months of bonus content before we reset for the new year, or if you want to get that Floodgates of Love retreat while it might be still on sale, okay, those links are going to be in the description below. I'll see you in the next video in the series.
That was easy.